For those of you that have had mysteries with your furnace thermostat, I could not figure out why my furnace would come on when I thought I had it off. But this little switch, and it would only go that far. I thought that was off. That's as far as I could move it. On, off. But it would still run if it got cold enough, even though I have the lever down here all the way off. So after much research and input from other Aliner owners, I discovered that if you take the top off of this, let me see if I can get it back off without breaking it. All right, I need 2 hands. So if you take the top off and loosen the screw a little bit, this will actually move all the way to the closed position, to the off position. News to me. I did not know anything about that until I watched another lady try to replace one of these, only to have the exact same problem. She couldn't get it to go to the off position. And her fix was, she figured out that if she unscrewed that screw a little bit, then she could get it to go in the off position. I also saw people post that they've had to push this so hard that this broke and they cut their thumb. So this was kind of grimy. I took a Q-tip and some alcohol and wiped it down a little bit. I didn't want to replace it with another one because they're all made in China and the reviews are just horrible. I thought about replacing it with a digital, but then I don't want to have to try to drill new holes in it, and I don't know how well the digital ones work. So I'm going to stick with this one now that I know I can actually turn it off. It's still not very easy. It's still hard to turn off, but at least I can do it without it breaking. And I could probably loosen that up a little bit more, but then this thing wants to slide around and I'm afraid I'll have problems with that. So anyway, FYI, for those of you that have mystery furnaces that won't go off, it's probably because this won't go far enough to switch off. You can see when it's on, when it's in the on position, there's a little button under here, a little, well, you can't really see it if I slide this out of the way. See, there's a little silver knob in there that this is connecting with, and that's what's allowing the furnace to go on and off. So right now it's in the on position because this is pushing down on that little silver button. And then when I get it to the off position, it raises it up and the lever is not connecting with the little silver button. Anyway, there you go. That's the results of my research. One more piece of information that I still am not clear on. I was watching a video on the other lady that replaced this, and it said something about setting this. And if you look in there, you can see some numbers along that yellow ribbon there. So I don't know if this thing needs to be adjusted one way or the other. And her instructions said just to set it wherever the previous one was set. But on hers, it was set at 0 or 1. And it said if you didn't know, just put it, I think she said set it at 5. But I haven't figured that part out yet. Okay, if all else fails, do your research. So what I found out on the Anticipator setting, which is that this little bar that I was looking at on mine, was that it should be set at about 1.0. And mine was close to that, but my little lever here was actually flipped up on this Anticipator bar. It wasn't set on the one, it was set on top of that. So I did adjust mine over a little bit. And now that I have my off switch loosened up a little bit to where I can actually turn it to the off position, I think my furnace should work pretty good. So next time I take it out, it should be good to go, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Okay, this doesn't make any sense to me. When I read what it says about that Anticipator setting, it says it should be set at 1.0. Except when I look at my thermostat and the numbers on my little ribbon there don't match the numbers on here. I have a 0.1 a 0.4, and then a 1. So back to the drawing board. So if your actuator settings are the same as mine, the 0.1, the 0.4, and the 1, and you open your thermostat cover, leave me a comment down below and let me know what your setting is set at, because I'd be curious. I'm going to leave mine where it's at the 0.1, and just because I don't want to switch it to the extreme, which would be all the way down to 1, which is what it seems like it should be, but I'm too nervous to switch it. So leave me a comment if you actually take the faceplate off of yours and it is down at the 1. Thanks.